Now, according to the Bible, Jesus promised a second coming, and this man, this is AJ. AJ claims that he is that second coming. He is Jesus. He's called controversy, claiming he is Jesus Christ, and that 2,000 years after he was crucified, he's come back to earth to spread the love of God.
He's not alone in the studio this morning. His girlfriend believes that she's Mary Magdalene, and she says she remembers watching the crucifixion, watching in horror as Jesus was nailed to the cross. This is absolutely fascinating. First of all, what do I call you? Do I call you Jesus, my Lord? What do I call, or AJ?
Definitely not my Lord. I'm nobody's Lord. Just call me AJ, or my name is Jesus, obviously, but most people don't feel comfortable calling me Jesus, so I'm happy with AJ.
Do you call him Jesus, Mary?
On occasion I do, yeah.
How does it feel, though, Jesus talking to us today and everybody watching at home and knowing that 99.9% of that audience are mocking you, are laughing at you, are saying, this man is bonkers and she must be as bad as him?
Well, you know, I've experienced that kind of treatment most of my life in the first century, as well as the life now. We also receive that kind of treatment. So we're fairly used to that kind of treatment. I think when the majority of people actually hear or listen to what we say, then of course they have a much deeper interest in what's going on, and often they...
Is the second coming more difficult than the first coming?
No,
I mean, no one's going to kill you this time around. I suppose from that
Hopefully.
point of view, it's better.
Certainly, there are a lot more opportunities in this coming than in the first coming. Obviously, in the first coming, we could only spend time sharing with people through the word of mouth, whereas in this coming, we've got things like, technology to share the truth with people, which is something that we do quite a lot of nowadays.
Through what? Through Facebook and Twitter and social media, or...?
No, we only do it through YouTube or through our own website. So we only share those things, and it's all for free. Nobody has to pay anything to listen to the YouTube channel or to get anything from the website. But there's almost 1,000 hours of material.
Because there has been that accusation, hasn't there, is that people pay and you have DVDs and cassettes to listen to and books.
It's a big cult
So that,
following.
people are saying, oh, you're just creating a cult and you're exploiting people.
Yeah, that's what they say, but the reality is that we do everything for free, and we receive donations from people, obviously, because that's the only way we live. We don't have any other form of income. But usually we receive donations from people that are happy with what they're hearing, or find that it's changing their life in some way, and so they donate.
And we just want you to listen to what Jesus and Mary are saying today, and if it affects you one way or the other, or you're just going to be completely dismissive from this from the outset, let's accept what he has to say at face value, and let's listen to what the man has to say. But I would have thought, as a courtesy, if you are who you say you are, would you not have called upon the big Christian leaders and said, hello, Holy Father the Pope, just to let you know, I'm here, I'm back in town?
Well, my policy has always been, for the last 2,000 years, never to force myself onto people. So I would never force myself onto the Pope or force myself onto a religious leader to have a discussion. If they want to have a discussion with me, I'm very open to having a discussion with them.
And have they made any contact with you?
No, at this point, no, because they view me, as most people do, as some kind of cult leader who wants to do something.
Do you know how you
else.
could change that? You could change that by, for instance, these glasses of water in front of us. You could change that by turning these into wine. You could change that by, people are going to say, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, go on then, Jesus, impress me, show me a miracle.
Prove it, yeah.
Yes, well, in the first century, whenever somebody wanted me to impress them, I generally didn't. But the reality is that it wasn't until I was 31 in the first century that I could perform any miracles at all. And I never turned water into wine, actually. That's a myth. But I did perform other miracles in the first century once I became at one with God. And as I've said to people nowadays, I'm not yet at one with God again. I've got to go through the same process that I went through in the first century. Once I become at one with God again, both of us expect to be able to perform what people might call miracles. But to us, they're just the realities of being at one with God.